you ready? I said, are you ready? Then, for the thousands in attendance, and for the millions not watching around the world, none of this is on television right now. Let's get ready to suck it! And if you're not down with that, Dallas has got 2 words for ya!
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chase from Burnout Inc. But you probably knew that because you've watched a lot of my videos, haven't you? This is the WWE Elite Series number 23 Triple H. This is kind of like a mishmash of a bunch of DX staple things that you would have seen during the Attitude Era. You know, he's got the black cutoff shirt with Degeneration X on the front. He's got the trunks that he's wearing, that I believe, God, I think he was wearing these at WrestleMania 15. And he might have worn them at, I don't think he wore them at WrestleMania 14, but pretty certain these were his WrestleMania 15 tights. And he's also got his megaphone and the DX helmet from when DX invaded WCW. Alright, delving into the characters box, because it's got, you know, just a basic picture of Triple H. I would have preferred something a little bit more like this if they would have had him in the helmet, or taken just a picture of him from, you know, that, or just taking a picture of him from that moment where him and DX were, you know, on the Jeep with the giant gun on it, with the megaphone and stuff like that. That would have been, I think, a better fit than this. Because, you know, this looks more like his snobbish blue blood persona than it would the DX Triple H. And of course, it's got all of his career highlights, even though this is the DX Triple H. Shouldn't have all this stuff. And it's got the other figures in the wave you can buy, which I've only got the Undertaker so far. Ah, damn it. Sean, what did you give Hunter? What did you give the box? Everyone's passing out around here. What the hell? Okay, let's delve into the figure. Let's start with Triple H's little helmet, which fits nicely on top of his head. Kind of looks like he's an extra in Hogan's Heroes, you know. I know nothing! Nothing! It's just a, you know, basic little helmet with an X on it. And then he's got the megaphone here, which is actually a pretty cool accessory. It's got, you know, a cord coming over there, so that way he can move the little mouthpiece all around and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, other superstars can use it too. Not much else to it. I actually thought with the way this was shaped, that maybe this would have been like a little speaker, and they would have had like a button on here, and it would have, you know, said some DX things out of here, like, we got you, words for you, or are you ready? You know, some stuff like that, but whatever. Okay. And then no, Hunter does not come with the European title. I just had him wear that because he kind of had this championship a lot during the Attitude Era. He had this and the Intercontinental title quite a bit. So we'll set that down over there. And he has his DX shirt with these wonderful little snaps that you guys know I just love! And he's got this tiny little hole up here to get his head out of there. And getting it off is much easier than putting it on. If you gotta put this thing back on, my recommendation is when you put it back on, you gotta do it by the hair first. And you gotta pinch the back of his hair in there. So that way it feeds itself through. Because if you try to go over the top, you're not gonna get the hair in there. If you go over the top, the hair's not gonna be able to come out. That's going to look funny. Alright. Surprisingly, it does not say suck it on the back. This is actually a really, really good head scan of Triple H. Look at the size of that nose. Yeah, anyway, it's good likeness. I like the hair too, with, you know, the waviness in the back here. And they got his little ponytail here. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, decent, muscular, you know, upper body stuff. And I do love the classic Triple H tights here. They look really, really awesome. I'm glad they didn't choose to do like a bright neon green design and that they went with his WrestleMania 15 attire. It's really good. He's got some, you know, black knee pads here and some boots. Not really much to this figure without all the cool stuff. So, articulation on Triple H. This being an elite figure, his head can go 360, can look up and down. He's got an ab crunch, waist articulation, shoulder rotates all the way around, upper bicep swivel. He's got an elbow joint right there. Can rotate at the wrist, and he can pivot. His legs can go out to the side, upper hip swivel, double bend in the knee. Rotates at the boot. And, oh, I haven't had one of these in a long time. He's got a very, very stiff foot joint right there. Can rock. Let's see if the other one's out like that. Yeah, damn. Those are really, really tight. Overall, I would have to give the D-Generation X Triple H a... it's kind of hard. I'm leaning towards an 8.5, and I'm kind of stuck on that it should be a 9, because I think the head scan is awesome, the shirt's really cool, I like the attire, and, you know, the megaphone and the helmet are pretty cool as well, but just nothing else about the figure really stands out to me, you know, because the knee pads are basic and so are the boots, but, you know, that's kind of what Triple H was wearing at the time. And I do like that they kind of went for the DX Army vibe, but I think they should have steered towards that way a little bit more, because this is kind of a mishmash of different things where they have his Greenwich Blue Blood kind of style hair going on, and, you know, he's got the megaphone and the helmet from the DX Army, and then he's got the attire from WrestleMania 15, so it's like they tried to take the best of DX things and just mash them all together, whereas I would have preferred separate things, you know, like either make his from WrestleMania 15 or make the DX Army version of Triple H. I don't really know the best way to say this. I really just wish they would have went full on one way or another way. Either DX Army or WrestleMania 15 Triple H. But if you're going to mash them together, this is still a really good mash. So, crap. I'm going to say 8.5. Yeah, so 8.5 overall. And I hate these snaps. I still don't like them. I still hate the snaps. Alright, other than that, I got nothing else, guys. Yep, nothing.